We've started as a listed VC provider and become the second most active VC investor in Germany, in the German marketplace. And now we want to use our market position, our brand name, our reputation, and the deal flow that we are receiving to grow the business outside our own balance sheet. Our own balance sheet is to some extent limited because we are suffering from quite a substantial discount to the net asset value per share given by the actual share price. So we don't want to do any capital raises at this share price level. So we're looking for opportunities to grow outside of the own balance sheet, and that's what we are aiming to do. We want to build new revenue streams for our shareholders, coming from asset management and from creating a marketplace in the tech asset landscape. So we have launched German Startups Market successfully in early summer, and then as a like an alpha version, and then fine-tuned all of the functionalities, and it's now up and running, very well working system. We do have more than 10 assets, tech assets listed in the platform, and a volume of 6 million displayed in the platform. But behind these assets, there's some other assets that we can make accessible. Plus, we have a fund of a volume of 50 million on the platform. So it's quite some volume already. We'd like to go for another push through marketing activities in early next year. We have delayed that from this autumn because of the sentiment that has turned a little bit sour in terms of all risk assets. The market seems to be in a risk-off mode, and that's why we pushed this into the beginning of next year. That planned fund is intended to give investors access to the leading, most successful German startups, and startups in the growth stage, not an early stage, seed stage, which is especially risky. Growth stage gives you a little less upside, but also much less downside because much of the risk is already eliminated. And we would like to give this access to investors without requiring them to build an opinion about investment managers, investment styles, geographies, stages of startups that should be early, seed, growth, whatever, and even without an opinion about technologies, industries, sectors. If they want to invest in tech and have no opinion about the aforementioned specifics, then I think they are doing well investing in a fund like the one that we are creating, which gives them access to all of the most successful startups that have the highest value in the German marketplace. We just sold 2 stakes that were quite significant for us. No focus investments, so not the top 10, but underneath the top 10. We just sold them successfully, and received the purchase prices that were in the same size as the book values on our balance sheet before. We have some other of our holdings, of our portfolio companies that are approaching exits. So we may see some exits in 2019. Some of them we are aiming to sell in secondary transactions, and we're making progress and talking to certain people, often from the cap table of the very same portfolio company, because that's the easiest way. And then we've had one of our focus investments making a big jump in its value by a new transaction where somebody paid a much higher price for the shares in that startup than anybody paid before. And in total, we are very successful with the developments in our portfolio. We do have one significant majority holding, a 51% stake in a large digital agency. I cannot disclose too much to the public because, of course, Exozet is a separate business, and they have customers, they have a lot of employees. We do have to publish if we enter into negotiations at a certain stage. If it becomes more likely that we are selling the stake, then we have to publish this. We have published a piece of news in June that we were talking with somebody in a pretty concrete manner. We had signed paperwork, etc. But we finally gave up, and we also published that we gave up with this buyer because the price seemed to be insufficient. So without disclosing too much, I can say in public that we'd look at offers. We are receiving offers for our stake, unsolicited offers, without that we are going out and asking for them every now and then, every few weeks. And we are looking at those offers, and we'd look at new offers coming in as well. I cannot say more. We believe that the value of the stake is higher than what we thought